Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Teens in AI podcast, a podcast made by teens for teens exploring the world of AI and tech through a young person's perspective. For episode 2 of our new AI Agony Aunts series, we invited the winning team from our Girls in AI 2021 International Hackathon to talk about their project Hear Me, their experience of the hackathon, and to hear their advice to future teens. Their project beat over 100 others from around the world. For more information on upcoming hackathons and on the podcast, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Teens in AI Pod and subscribe to our podcast. We hope you enjoy this episode. I would love for you to introduce yourself, so your name, a little fun fact maybe, and where you're from.
Hi, my name's Ellen, so I'm 17, and so I'm in France, and I love ice skating.
My name is Elena. I'm from Lyon in France, and I'm 16, and I'm actually half French and half German, so yeah, I speak both languages, and I love English too.
Hello, everybody. My name is Venice. I'm 16 years old, a 10th grader going to 11th grade next year, living in Paris, and I love dogs and I play piano.
Amazing. So, just to talk a little about the Girls in AI 2021 hackathon that happened in March. And was this the first hackathon you ever participated in? How did you learn about it? And what were your first impressions about it?
Yeah, it was my first hackathon with Teens in AI and the Girls in AI hackathon. I heard about it on Instagram. It was a pure coincidence, and I don't regret it, obviously. And my first impression was I was really impressed that teens were committed to do something like this extra of school, because we obviously have a lot of schoolwork and projects beside, and so surprised, but in a good way, obviously.
Yes, so it was also my first time doing a hackathon, and it was my mother who found it on LinkedIn, I think. Actually, at first I didn't really understand that it was a competition. I thought it was just we were going to learn about artificial intelligence, and I didn't know it would be such a big project. And yeah, but it was awesome.
So it was also my first time participating in a hackathon. My mom had received a very interesting email, and I was very interested because I really would love to study and develop my skills in artificial intelligence.
Amazing. So, as you all have experienced during the Teens in AI hackathons, multiple teenagers from across the world come together, and they usually don't know each other. And I believe you all didn't know each other before. How was that experience? Was it very new? Was it a little bit awkward at first or unfamiliar, especially because it was online?
I would say that at first it didn't seem, at least for me, awkward. We really clicked right away, and we were all super invested directly in the project.
It wasn't awkward because we all had to do the same thing. We were really invested, as Ellen said.
We're all the same age, so it helps. We have kind of the same interests, and Elena and I are in the same class, so we could talk about it a little to break the ice at the beginning.
Yeah, and we have actually not met in real life yet.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
And one of the things that a lot of teams kind of struggle with at the beginning of a hackathon is you haven't got that much time, but then teams end up spending loads and loads of time just thinking about what problem they want to solve, and it's really hard to make that decision. So how did you guys end up deciding on a problem to tackle using AI?
We actually had an idea right at the beginning. We knew we wanted to help the hearing impaired, because Ellen's mother is hard of hearing. We found that idea really rapidly, but then it took more time to really find an idea, something that didn't already exist, and that was a little bit difficult, but I think we did pretty well, and we were helped by the mentors. So yeah.
We would always check with the others. Well, do you think this is a good idea? We would challenge our ideas to try to make the best possible innovation.
Could you maybe introduce also the audience to what your project Hear Me does and how it can help a certain group of people?
So yeah, our solution is to help deaf and hard of hearing people. So we will take the form of a connected neckband that will decipher sounds and conversation using environmental cues. We wanted to do this project because my mother was hearing impaired and she always uses me as a third ear. That's why it's called Hear Me. And she really wanted something that would help her understanding conversations, being able to be integrated in a group. And due to the pandemic, it's made it even worse with masks and social distance. She can't be as close to read lips, and obviously with masks you can't see the lips.
And our product is in the form of the necklace, neckband connected to a smartphone with 4 sensors and 2 cameras, frontal cameras.
It's a really beautiful purpose, also very inclusive. And now, what were your roles individually in the team, and how did you decide it? Was it immediate that someone said, I'm going to be the responsible for design thinking, I will develop the tech side?
I think we worked together on most of the different things we had to do. But then, for example, Venise is really good at coding, so she did most of that. And yeah, that's how we separated the different roles.
Yes, I would say that at the beginning we tried to do everything together, but by lack of time at the end of the week, we decided to separate each task to be more efficient.
And one of the other ways that you guys are all really, really helped out is by the fact that you have mentors who can kind of help you guide your way through everything and direct you towards certain things that might be helpful or make your project stronger. So I was just wondering what you could tell us about your experience with your mentors. Who were they? Where were they from? And what kind of insights did they give you?
Yeah, so I think they were really helpful because none of us did something like that before. So we didn't know which steps we had to follow. So we had a mentor in each subject. Like, for example, we had a mentor in design thinking and in technology and all of that. So yeah, it helped a lot.
I would give a big thank you to Corinne, who was our business mentor. She gave us a lot of tips and advices on our business model and how to pitch our project. And I would also give a huge thanks to Ramsey, our tech mentor, who helped us with the programmation part, which we a bit struggled in the beginning with.
And we could always message them, and they were really reactive, and they would answer very quickly. When we were stressing out, just before our pitches, they would be there cheering us up, and so they were also moral support and technical support, of course.
Now, overall, the Girls in AI Hackathon was obviously taking place in 22 locations across the world. So we had local hackathons, and at the end, you as a team also were eligible to join the global demo day. So what was that like, not only winning the Girls in AI France Hackathon, but also winning the Girls in AI Global Hackathon itself?
I think we didn't expect to win at all. The French one, and obviously not the international one. We couldn't believe it at the end. It was so shocking. but it means we did a great job. So it was a good experience. I say that talking in front of a lot of people, being able to pitch our idea in English, since French is our first language, all this made it a challenge, but challenge accepted, and we did great. So proud of the team actually for everything we've done, how far we've gone, and wow.
It was very impressive, and there were lots of very strong teams and many more, all girls, and I'm very proud. And so we managed to get the first place ahead of Pakistan, who was second, and Kuwait third. And for me, I would say this competition was less stressful because we only had to play the recording of our pitch in English, and then the judges asked us some questions about our project.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to win either, but it feels good to be rewarded and know that our project and our work is good. So yeah, but I didn't expect it either. It was a really good surprise.
So I was wondering, how did you prepare for your French demo day and also for then, I guess, the international one when you re-recorded your pitch and you got ready to answer questions? How much time did you put into talking about, how you wanted to pitch? What would be your tips for other teams thinking about the demo day and thinking about prepping for pitching?
Yeah, so we organized ourselves well in advance, so we can advance. We started with the slides of our presentation, and then we wrote and we read together the script of our pitch all week.
Best advice I would give is that be passionate about what you say, and people will feel it, and they will love it probably. And also, I think don't be afraid to practice it a lot and just have it in your mouth. Practice it to your friends, to your family, to be confident in what you say.
Yeah, and what I would say also is not to be too stressed, because I was really stressed, and then I saw that the judges and everyone was really, really nice, and it's okay to make some mistakes when speaking, for example.
I think it's very fair to say that you were allowed to be nervous since you were pitching to experts and leadership from MasterCard, Accenture, and for example, Capgemini as well. Now, what has happened exactly since you won the international hackathon? Where have you taken your project and where are you looking to take it?
So for now, we had a lot of opportunities since we won the international and the French hackathon. We were able to assist to a Accenture lab tour. We also were able to pitch our project to MasterCard, and just in general have some visibility from social medias and the Teens in AI, obviously, team. This summer, we're going to be able to hopefully continue all the technical part with the accelerator from the Teens in AI accelerator. And I think that we would like to go as far as possible, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I think it was awesome that our project could go this far. I didn't expect it. We had the chance to pitch it in front of many really big companies, as Ellen said. And yeah, we hope maybe to be able to put our project on the market one day.
I would also like to add that we had the opportunity to pitch our project to Philippe Trottin, who works at Microsoft as the accessibility lead, and he gave us a lot of advices. And we have a deal to develop and enrich our project with the help of Microsoft for the prototype of our next round.
That is such exciting news. I cannot wait to see how it develops and to see how after 3 weeks of accelerator time, which is probably a lot less maybe stressful than 1 full week of the France hackathon, you'll have a bit more space and time to see where it goes next. And my other question to you guys is, obviously it's really exciting to be using AI for good and using it for social good. And I know that you saw all of the other countries' projects who are using it for amazing purposes as well. So what do you guys think about the future of AI and how AI should be used? Maybe what you would like to do if you'd like to work in AI or not, and how maybe other people should learn about AI, how other people your age, what should they be thinking? What should they be learning?
Well, I think that AI and computer science in general should really be taught more at school. I think that in the future it'll be automatic for every student to learn the basis, obviously. France tried to put a course, but it doesn't really work because we don't have real teachers to do this subject. I think that AI has a great future. We can't stop to talk about it. It'll be helpful in everything. I think we don't realize how much AI is used nowadays, and probably our future jobs will evolve around AI, technologies in general, innovation, and all that kind of exciting stuff.
I think AI is going to be a part of our everyday life very soon, and AI should not replace us, but live alongside us and help us.
Yeah, I also think that AI will play a really important role in the future, and it already plays a really important role nowadays. And I think that ethics are really important. We learned about ethics. We learned about it during the hackathon, and I think you cannot work with AI without knowing about ethics. So I think that's really important too.
Finally, as we come to the end of this episode, what advice would you have given yourself before the hackathon? So is there any point where you are like, I wish I had known that beforehand? And maybe do you have any sort of messages for other teams, so maybe the Girls in AI hackathons or future hackathons?
I'd say I wish I'd be more organized from the beginning, because it was a very intense week dealing with the schoolwork, plus the project. But at the end, all worth it. Was a lot of fun meeting new teenagers who had the same interests. So yeah, great experience, great opportunity.
So I wish I had been more invested, maybe, because we had a lot to do, and I had difficulties balancing schoolwork and the hackathon. So I don't know how I would have done it differently, but I wish I had spent a little bit more time on the hackathon.
So I would have told myself to stress less and to have fun and be serene. And I just wanted to add the advices I would give to future participants is to have fun and a little self-confidence, and to not be afraid to talk or explain why you do not agree, or to ask questions to others, and especially to be open to your teammates by communicating well with them, and to remember to ask questions and seek advices from mentors regarding your project and idea. And team spirit was really one of the main bases of this competition for my team, because we got along very well, and I think that's one of our main strengths. And we really learned to listen to each other and talk to each other when we were frustrated with something, and even to make concessions from time to time. if we saw that it was really important for one of us. I can say that without them, it would have been really complicated, and they worked super hard and efficiently.
Wow, thank you very much. It sounds like you have a great team dynamic. I 100% agree on the confident point. We continuously see that the teams that communicate the most, have the most confidence and discuss points between each other, they're usually the most successful. And we should definitely encourage more teams to join, especially because AI and machine learning and deep learning is new to all of us. So don't shy away from these topics. They will just become more crucial in time. So thank you very much, team Hear Me, for joining us today. Ellen, Venice, and Elena, it was great talking to you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
It's a
so much.
pleasure.
Thank
good
you. I
luck.
wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you, Ellen, Venice, and Elena for joining us, and to Teens in AI France for hosting such a successful hackathon. If you'd like to hear our Teens in AI founder, Elena Senel's tips for creating a winning hackathon project, you can still catch our Girls in AI episode from March. If you're interested in participating in a hackathon, visit teensinai.com and subscribe to our podcast to listen to experts in the field of AI and tech and to pick up some great advice about careers in tech. Thank you for listening.